What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Of course, you know it's your boy B Hot Radio. Shout in as always. I got my podcast partner off in this thing. OG Gangsta Wicked, the Ghetto Mafia. What's happening with it, Wick?
Oh, hold on, let me check this out.
All right now. I mean, what the hell?
I got my Hawks on. You know what I'm saying? You know it's NBA season right
That's
now.
right.
It's getting too close to the playoffs. The Hawks, we finna win it all this year.
Come on.
Bulldogs already won.
Ooh.
You know what we did to Alabama, Georgia? Matter of fact, you know what, B-Hot? I got a joke for you.
Come on with it.
Why, if it snows in Alabama today, why won't the snow stick?
I don't know, Wick.
Because Crimson Tide fans are still salty. You can't. You're not finna boo me like they did Tip now. You're not finna.
Tip can learn a few pointers from you on how to take some booze in this thing.
That's a good one. They still salty about what Georgia did to them.
Next, what else has been going through your mind lately other than this damn gangster comedy you coming with, man?
Man, I'm feeling good right now. Like I said, I was looking at what you know. On a serious note, Behind, I was looking at jumping into the comedy for a minute.
That's
you know,
right.
I'm almost 50 years old. I'm gonna be 50 at the end of this year.
Okay,
Right, 49.
that's right.
So I said, you know what? A lot of these comedians, a lot of these singers, ball players, everybody can come over to rap.
That's right.
Why can't rappers go over to basketball? Like, remember when P tried to play basketball, everybody was hating on him and stuff.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Man, you need to stick to rap. You need to, nah, if the man can play basketball, let him play. 2 Chainz can play, let him play.
Let the man hoop.
If Tip can tell some jokes
Yeah.
and make people laugh, let him do it.
I don't see nothing wrong with it, but my thing is, why do you think folks have been raising so much hell about it?
Because Tip whack. See. It took the wrong person. See, they needed me up in there. You know what I mean? I could, but no. So let me stop. I listened to Tip.
Yeah.
I went in and people kept calling me about A-Wick. You saw Tip do, the stand-up comedy. He got booed in New York, blah, blah, blah. I wasn't aware that he was actually already out doing full-fledged shows. So I went and did my research. I studied out. I saw the one from New York. I saw the one where he was doing a club and some girl had some beef because the girl was, saying something about it. But I found one of the clips on there that Tip had did in one of the clubs here, and he had made a point in his show. It wasn't very funny, but he had made a point. He say, everybody comedians are mad at me because I'm doing comedy now. He said I think he said something to the fact that they mad at me because they wouldn't shit for 17 years, and now that I'm doing comedy, they want to blame me for it. He said, if you wouldn't shit for 17 years, how's T.I. the reason that you ain't shit right now?
That's a funny ass joke.
Absolutely. And then when I heard that, I started listening to him, and I said, you know what? It ain't bad. There's a few things that if you are listening to me, Tip, I'm following it, I'm supporting it, and I'm gonna ride with him on it. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? Because us rappers, it's a small percentage of us, especially from our era, which we're gonna get into that.
Yeah.
And I feel like we do gotta support each other, because maybe Tip breaks down the door for me, for this rapper, for the next rapper, for a lot of us. You see what I'm saying?
Real.
So for him to stick his neck out there, it's humbling, and we should support him. Now, I don't think that he thought that he was gonna get booed. I think that did touch a nerve with him. When me looking in his face, I don't know him personally. I ain't never been invited over Thanksgiving dinner, so I don't really know him personally. But me looking at the video of him getting booed, it looked like it was something that he wasn't used to. I mean, this man been, famous for a better of almost 25 years now.
Yeah.
And it ain't too many times you probably can count on one hand that this man don't hit a stage and has been booed to where you can't even hear what he's saying.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? He had to play one of his songs to get them off his ass. That's how bad it was. He played one of his songs, they calmed down for a minute, he was able to finish. But I would just say, man, in listening to him, I think we should at least let's give him the benefit of the doubt. Let's listen to what he's saying, and judge it that way. But I will say this right here, and then I'm gonna let you speak.
Yeah.
Trying to skip your way, trying to take shortcuts, just because you're anybody and jump straight to the top, and gloss over what a lot of these comedians have been through for 20, 30, 40 years. They giving this life to it and think that you can just jump straight to the top and control a crowd. I saw that you can't. It takes, you gotta, hone your craft. You gotta perfect your craft. And I think that, Tip maybe jumped out there a little bit, naive, thinking, hey, I'm T.I. Hey, I'm platinum. Everybody knows me. I have successful movies, successful reality shows, successful albums. Why can't I just go out there and control 50,000 people, in New York City and make them think that I'm funny? I think it humbled him, that show in New York.
Well, now, I feel like, he should be able to jump out there on the main stages and raise hell. I don't want to see Tip in no hole in the wall trying to work his kinks out. Just go ahead. Life ain't long enough for you to be sitting over there playing around. If that's what the man want to do, jump out there in the water. Either you're going to swim, you're going to drown, or you're going to tread water. Something going to happen.
Yeah. Go ahead.
And I'm not mad at him for going that route. Now, yes, to other comedians that have been waiting their turn or waiting their time, it feels like Tip skipped the line. But let me tell you something about this industry. If there's one thing that I have learned over the time I've been in the industry, it ain't no goddamn line. It's not a first come, first served business. It's whatever the fuck happens, happens. That man got leverage. He's using his leverage to go and chase another damn bag. I don't blame him for that. And even with the booing and all of that stuff, it don't matter if he got booed, heckled, or applauded. Either way it go, his stock is rising because it's keeping him relevant in this day and time, and we're having a conversation about him right now. If he wasn't doing comedy, would you be talking about Tip right now?
And that's a great fact. But here's something else. I'm gonna play devil advocate. That sounds great. Hey man, I can barter my career. I can leverage on this. I can go straight into Madison Square Garden or whatever and do a comedy show. But what happens if he fails? Now, what does that do to wickets and to different artists that have sold just as many records as him, and they are funny and they could have won, but since he came through first and he didn't succeed and failed miserably, now everybody's skeptical about the next person that could have been. You see what I'm saying? So this is not just a matter of, hey, I'm T.I., let me go ahead and do whatever, because what he does is gonna affect the next generation of these other rappers, these little Durks, these little babies and stuff. They're gonna get our age, and then they might want to say, you know what? Either they're gonna say, thank you, Tip, for kicking the door in, now I can do that, or, man, if it weren't for Tip fucking up, man, I would have tried comedy because I'm funny, but, Tip ruined that long time ago.
Now, let me get in here. If it's one thing that you should know about Tip, is that he has a huge vocabulary. But in that vocabulary, failure ain't one of the words in there. That man ain't failed yet. Now, he done fell forward and he done went through some things, but to this day, to keep it 100, when have you seen that nigga? You done seen him face some trials and tribulations, but you ain't seen him fail. And I don't think he's gonna stop until he gets his shit together. Now, also what I feel like is this. You got Lil Duval in your corner. Now, you was there when Duval was jumping off the porch, becoming a comedian. Duval is kind of right in the pocket of where Tip is about to go, because Duval got hit singles that he could perform during his set, and he's funny as hell. So if I was Tip, I would go holler at Duval and say, all right, how do you work your music into your set?
But Tip ain't funny as hell. You see what you just said? I hate to cut you off. You said, you know, yeah, they do got the music in common, but you have to be naturally funny. It's hard to just not be a funny person and then all of a sudden, anything else you can convert. It's almost like this right here. You're not going to convert into the NBA and you're 5'2". Not unless you can jump like Nate Robinson. Some stuff, let's just keep it real, you're not going to be able to do. It's easier for a basketball player, football player, an actor, anything to do a rap song than for us to do what they're doing. It's harder for you to go run a football right now for the Atlanta Falcons, for you to go in there and dunk on, you know what I'm saying, on LeBron James right now. That's harder to do than LeBron James do a rap record. Shaq has proven that we can do rap records. You know what I'm saying? So it's easier for them to convert to what we're doing than we. Comedy is hard, man.
But let me get in here. Tip just needs writers. Just like all of these rappers. No, buddy. Just like all of these rappers got ghost writers out here, you got comedians that got ghost comedian writers too.
Yeah, but they're funny though. They're funny. But did you see his show behind? He was sitting up there telling folks, if you don't understand the words that are coming out of my mouth, raise your hand. Niggas looking at him like, what the fuck is he talking about? Theoretically, you know, we're expeditiously moving to the, and then somebody looking at him like, what the fuck is he talking about? And then he talking about, well, just raise your hand and I'll come down and give you a one-on-one session. It's not funny behind. It's not funny behind.
It's funny on the stage and give you a one-on-one
session. It's funny because I just said it. It's not funny behind. It's not funny.
See, no, buddy, you got to give a man the opportunity. I mean, you know, the beautiful thing about it is that we get to watch this in real time. So it's going to play out excellent in his life story. It's going to be like, nigga, I went out there trying to do comedy, this shit got real. But eventually, I cracked a funny joke some goddamn
I'm going to book the next shows that T.I.'s on. If I knew about them, I'm going to get on that ticket. I'll whoop T.I.
Oh, please.
I will whoop T.I. I'm calling it out. You can tell him I said it. I will whoop him at comedy. I guarantee you that I will be, if they bring both of us out. Remember I did the Sandman back in the day? What was that, Showtime at Apollo?
Yeah.
And they put him and they put me. I'm going to win that comedy.
Oh my God. Now I love to see that. I would love to see.
Well,
I gotta go see Tip too. I gotta see you and Tip on stage.
I will
raising some goddamn
I just told you a great joke. You loved it.
I hated that shit. Then I just damn near lose my shit. You know what? I'm just be real. Fuck all this political shit. You and Tip go get up there and see who can get booed the best. And I'll be out there in the court just nigga, I'm booing both y'all asses.
I guarantee I don't get booed.
Oh,
this is a challenge. I'm throwing out the gauntlet. Tip and Wicked. Somebody tag him. Somebody tell him, I want to have a comedy off. We can do it on IG Live. We can do it on Facebook. We can stand down at 5 points. However y'all want to do it. However you want to do it, Tip. Me against you, Brad. I said it.